Hi, Scorpios. Welcome to your reading for the last week of June and going into July. This is just a see whatever comes out reading. So thanks for being here. I missed you all. It's been like a whole week since I did a reading for Scorpio. If you want to enter to win a free reading on 7/7, just put free reading in the comments of this video or any poster video until then. I'll announce the winner on that day. You can join my Patreon, my YouTube membership, buy personal from me on Etsy, and donate via Cash App. Feeling a little bit sensitive to the full moon energies, even though they're kind of waning still, just being between these two full moons in Capricorn. I have a lot of Capricorn in my chart, so maybe that's just a little extra. Anyway, let me know how it's going for all y'all, and let's get started. Spirit, please protect this reading. Send any negative energies back to sender transmuted tenfold for the greatest good of all and harm to none. Archangel Michael, please bring clear, concise messages through for my Scorpio collective. And Mother Mary, please bless this reading with compassion and mercy. Kali, please cut any energetic cords to energies or entities that are no longer serving us for the highest good. Send them to the next karmic plane of existence, and to finish out their karma there. Burn the karma sticks associated therein. Thank God is what I'm trying to say here. I don't know. That felt really like a necessary thing, like that cord cutting. Maybe some selenite will help. Maybe do a cord cutting ritual. I should definitely just record one and put it on my Patreon or here. Okay, let's go. Wind. Ooh, I like this a lot. The element of wind is a fickle one. You might be 63 years old. You might know somebody who was born in 63, like a spirit guide, somebody who's passed on, or like maybe one of your parents. This is a red-tailed hawk, and I love the energy of wind because it's like some people like it and some people don't. I don't feel like there are many people who are in between. It's like that Bob Marley quote, right? Some people get rained on and some people feel the rain. I feel like wind, it's like some people dance with it and some people get bitten. You know, it's one of those. So I really like this. I had a student in first grade, and she was just a firecracker. Her personality was something, and she was one of those kids who's labeled like as having behaviors. She's clearly super intelligent and just doesn't fit with the mold in school. And we were talking about the elements, and she was like, my favorite elements are wind and thunder. And I was like, yes. Of course they are. Like her personality, just that's what it called for. So this is really standing out to me as like a cherished thing right now, and I want to read about it. I want to give it just all the attention and energy it deserves. Oh, and the curse was stuck to the bottom of the book. Ew. Okay, we're getting that gone. That's what that cord cutting was. All right, let's read this. Let's read the curse first, just to get that out of the way. The curse refers to the limiting stories of our ancestors and the karma from former lifetimes that preordains the events of our lives. It is the source of negative patterns, and it can show up as a disease, a destructive force, or a blockage on our creative energy. The curse holds us hostage to a false story that we confuse for reality. Recognizing the original wound that is playing out in our life can heal it. Oh, fun. Owie. It is time to recognize the source of your limitations. Did your grandparents live with a mindset of scarcity? Did you inherit genes for heart disease? Were you a slave or a master in a past life? This karmic legacy is ready and waiting to be seen, to be untangled, and to be released. Honor the players and their stories. Forgive everyone and everything. Craft a new life course for yourself. Okay, so I'm reading this and I'm like frustrated because I'm like, how? How do you access those stories? Like they're ready and available for you to see and heal now. And like, what if you feel like they're not? Okay, but I think the wind has the answer. I think that's why it's coming up here. 1, 3, 4, 6. So your birthday could be the 9th, the 3rd, the 6th, the 1st, the 4th, the 5th, the 7th, and the 8th. Basically the first 9 days of November. $63. It's like one of the last cards, sorry. So this is the how. The symbol of ritual. The symbol of the wind represents the element of air. It rules communication, thought, song, and inspired ideas. It also signifies change with qualities both positive and negative. The wind blows from each of the four directions, and there are different qualities bestowed by each. From the south, it carries a sense of trust, helping you gently begin to discard habits and parts of you that are no longer needed. From the west is calling you to more introspection, a willingness to make final decisions, to let go of attachment and ego desires. North is moving to bring you wisdom and strength, and east is carrying clarity of vision and purpose. Whichever way the wind is blowing you, the message which the wind whispers or shouts is a challenge. It may take courage at first to turn and face the wind, but you will find exultation in moving toward it and receiving its lessons. When the spirit of the wind comes calling, it's a sign of change. Perhaps, do you hear it? Do you hear the winds of change? What is that from? Please tell me. I can't remember. Can you hear the winds of change? Perhaps you need to change your mind about something. Perhaps an old way of doing things has become automatic. And now that you've gained greater clarity, you can make a new choice. Regardless of what the change is, you can expect to be understood and to have clear communication with others at this time. Ideas are solid, and the shift that is being called for is in the highest good of all. So the scene that was coming to my mind was like in Pocahontas when the wind's blowing and the leaves are all colorful, and she's like, she says something like, I don't know. She knows that war is coming. She knows that change is coming. She knows the ship is landing on the shore, and she knows it means something. She doesn't know what, but there's a sense of both like wonder and curiosity, and also foreboding. We're gonna pull one more of these cards, and then we'll like get into the full extent of the reading. The Vision Quest. Oh, okay. The Vision Quest is coming out reversed. This is what that one looks like. So I think you're being called to do a vision quest. I'm laughing because the word that came to mind was mushrooms, and I would not encourage anybody to do that here. You do you, no judgment. You do whatever you'd like to do. I just am a tarot reader, and I can't suggest things like that on this channel for the purposes of YouTube protocols. The Vision Quest, you face your fear. In the Vision Quest, you face your fear, embrace your mortality, and then meet face to face with spirit. When we feel stagnant, a vision quest brings our lives into perspective. We realize our flaws, our potential, and the opportunities life is now offering us. We remain on a vision quest until we find the key to open a new door or write a new chapter in our lives. Spirit has been trying to contact you, but received no answer. You are too busy with your life, and there is too much noise inside your head. Do not miss the call again. Make room for quiet time this evening. Allow yourself to become bored for a little while, and you'll be able to hear the important message trying to get through. Okay, let's do this. So I'm being drawn to use some of the past life cards because of this curse. Also, the wind mentioned something about winds blowing from the south, resolving old patterns or traumas or karmas. Okay. Oh, Jesus. Shh. Wow. Okay. Trigger warning. Okay. These are what the cards say, so I'm just gonna read it. The bomb is destruction. The words clarifying this are destroyer, saboteur, fool, and helpless maiden. Next to helpless maiden, we have bystander, to sexual assault, victim, witness, perpetrator. The perpetrator is religious devotion, reverent, mystical, extremist, evangelical. The femme fatale, the beauty. This is the beauty. Struggles with appearances, prostitute, town beauty, femme fatale. Your ancestors were women who were taken advantage of because of extremist religious zealots. So many of our ancestors were. What I'm seeing is that if you're a woman, right? Someone in your line, man or woman, a female in your ancestry saw the way the current paradigm and even the roots of the current paradigm rather structured a system in which women are undermined. Oh, this message is hard. And you may have in this life struggled with like outward appearances, an eating disorder, or like a need to be somewhat like perfect. Ugh. You've broken a chain of women being victimized in your family, specifically because of the religious beliefs that were like interred, that's interesting, in the psyche through like things like witch burning, right? I saw a shirt the other day. I think it was on TikTok or something, but it said they didn't burn witches, they burnt women. And a lot of the time, the people being burned as witches were just women who had knowledge of how to interact with the earths, how to gain knowledge by interacting with the earth. I mention him all the time. Jeremy Narby is an author who talks about how we interact with the consciousness of plants, specifically ayahuasqueros in the Amazon in South America, and tabaqueros. They enter a state of consciousness in which they're able to like download knowledge or interact really with the spirit of the plant. And like the way Jeremy Narby describes it is that they are conscious of themselves on the level of their DNA, on like a cellular level. So their DNA can shift based on these interactions in the spirit realm. Or their DNA can like it's really an interesting book. It's called The Cosmic Serpent, DNA and the Origins of Knowledge, but he has another one called Intelligence in Nature. And in this book, he talks about a woman who is a healer in South America. She's an herbalist, and she gains her knowledge of the plants through dreams. The plants, the spirits of the plants come to her in dreams. And this is how she learns how to use them for medicine. There's like a thousand examples. One book that's also coming to mind is called Shakti Woman by Vicky Noble, and it talks about how the original like religious practitioners, shamans, healers were women who interacted with the earth. They kept time based on the cycles of their periods, based on um, notches in bones of like a horse to keep track of how long it would take, for instance, for a horse to have a baby so that they could, and for each creature to have a baby so that they could understand, like, for breeding purposes, how to, make sure that the mare and the stallion are mating at the right time so that the baby isn't born like a time in the year when it's not convenient for them to survive. This is the knowledge that we have inherent within us, is what I'm trying to get at. This is what this is saying. And that knowledge was taken per force through the crusades, really, through tyrants who wanted to control the narrative of consciousness. Okay, spirit, that's something. Consciousness lives within you. That's it. The Ace of Swords. That's the truth. What? This reading is bonkers. Okay. What's the vision quest? Oh my gosh. The moon reversed. Yeah, stop hiding from your fears. The thing is, so at the beginning of this reading, we were talking, I talked briefly about like maybe go do mushrooms, right? I'm not saying you should. I can't condone that on this channel, the Empress. But we interact with the plants on this planet. They are conscious. Everything on this planet that has DNA is conscious, and our consciousness interacts with that consciousness, especially as we learn to move through our own shadow material, as we heal our own shadow material, and we learn to see through our projections by doing that, right? We see what our shadow is, we see what we're working with, we see what's not us and what is, and then we, you know, go out into nature and interact with nature, and instead of wondering, oh my god, am I losing it, or oh my god, this is so scary, we're interacting with spirits in nature, like, okay, what do I have to learn from you? This is why I love Carl Jung so much, because one of the things he said about like his encounters with the unknown in the red book, in the black books, and part of the reason why he was obsessed with the supernatural, right, is that if a hallucination or something supernatural is occurring, what matters is not whether or not it's real. What matters is why it's appearing in your reality. Because if it's appearing in your reality, there's something in your brain that is asking to be healed through acknowledging it. There's something in your brain that is viewing this thing as a projection of fear or a projection of who knows what, right? His idea of consciousness as an experience in the human body was that we encounter all of these archetypes, all of these symbols, all of these things in the collective unconscious that become conscious so that we can like move through them, so that we can become more conscious. It's essentially an idea of the universe becoming more conscious of itself through our experience of being in this body. But the only way that we can see something for what it is to like move through our own shadow material, to understand that like a lot of what it is what we're bringing to it. How do you see something for what it is without having moved through your own fears? I don't know, is that even like possible? Do we always have fear? What I'm seeing here with the Empress is you're experiencing a really like a massive heart chakra opening, but especially as it relates to the divine feminine and your ability to receive messages from the divine through nature, through your own nature as well, through your biology, through your ability to sit in nature. There's a book called The Lost Language of Plants. I reference it all the time as well, just specifically for this quote, or for this term rather. I can't remember the author's name. I'll have to write it down or put it up here. But he coined a term called bionosis, which is um, the body knowing. So you can study the woods all you want, but going out and walking in the woods is going to teach you where not to step. Say the ground is soggy. You're going to know by looking at the ground after walking through enough soggy grass or enough like pitfalls under loose rubbish where not to step. But the only way to do that is through experience. This vision quest is shamanic experience. This was the same thing that came out in your reading, Scorpio, last week. Huh. How do you do this? Through experience, right? Get out in nature, take some quiet time, get a little bit bored. How do you do this? You might write, you might channel the wind. Oh, you might channel, you might sit in automatic write. Ask spirit to write through you. Three of Swords reversed, heart healing. Knight of Pentacles reversed, Justice reversed. Ugh. And the Devil. Whoa. Okay. You have Pisces, Libra, Capricorn. Maybe look at where those are at in your chart. What I'm seeing is that so the Knight of Pentacles reverse is like stop planting seeds for your future for a second. Just for a second. Be present. Just see what's in front of you. That's what we're looking at, right? The vision quest. See what's in front of you. What is your devil? This is your devil. What is this? It's like you're not seeing what's in front of you. The Tower, Six of Wands. What's this? Justice, Knight of Pentacles reverse. King of Pentacles. Eight of Swords. So the Eight of Swords, I was listening to another reader talk about how this has Jupiter and Uranus or something. It's like one of the planetary alignments that's currently going on. He was saying it's what's his name? Man, I wish I could remember his name. You probably see him. He's like one of the big readers, but he was talking about how this is one of the current planetary alignments. So like something in the planetary alignments has brought you to this space of being able to understand that your devil or your obsession, I think, is with this Tower moment. You're always waiting for the other shoe to drop, which isn't news to you. You know that. You're a Scorpio. Your sign and symbol and your action in the zodiac is transformation. It's ego deaths and rebirths. You've mastered this process. Oh, you're afraid of stability. The King of Pentacles. Oh, okay. So what's the deal with the Knight of Pentacles reversed and Justice reversed then, with Three of Swords reversed? The Sun? You're shedding light on the root cause of this fear of stability. Which is, I mean, it's going to be different for everybody. Seven of Swords reversed. I read the Seven of Swords reversed as shame in this context, because the Seven of Swords reversed is somebody who does something in secret. Oh, so you're addressing your shame, like you're letting yourself walk, like take up space. You're letting yourself take up space. Oh, especially if you've had some body dysmorphia or some fear of being physically embodied. Like if you just don't feel comfortable in your body taking up space in the world. If you've always identified as being like, you know, a star child or gifted, like this wind, right? Untamable. Something about being physically in a body is uncomfortable for you. And spirit is trying to tell you there's something beautiful and joyful here. And it has to do with being able to be exposed, seen. All right, what's this Eight of Swords? The Wheel of Fortune. Karma, destiny, fate. Four of Swords reversed. Nine of Swords reversed. Unconscious, asleep. Not turning towards your higher power. Queen of Wands reversed. Four of Wands reversed. This reading took the weirdest turn. Six of Pentacles reversed. Two of Swords reversed. So, in answer to the question, why do you fear stability? There's divorce, there's vain, maybe a stepmother. I'm getting like an evil stepmother figure, but it doesn't have to be, right? It's just somebody who is vain. They're They trust their own intuition over logic and reason. And maybe their intuition was influenced by this sort of like excessive religious devotion. Nine of Swords reversed. You shut down. A part of you was shut down because of this, trapped like deep, deep within. And this could be like a part of you that was shut down because of your ancestors who witnessed, you know, their fellow women being burned because they were women who knew about plants, who knew about how to interact with the land, who knew about how to pray to the moon, watch the moon cycles, and they were demonized for it, and they were punished severely for it, and they were unalived because of it. And this has been in your DNA 7 generations forward, 7 generations back. You're healing this. I'm seeing these 6 of Pentacles. I'm seeing these 6 Pentacles like cells, like humans. You're the seventh, 7 generations. You have the opportunity to heal 7 generations back and 7 generations forward by unblocking your heart space, by stepping into your karmic destiny, which has been taken from you by the tyrants, who desire stability. Oh, the tyrants who took the narrative of consciousness did so in order to maintain the stability of civilization as we know it. And for power. Everybody has their own reasons, but for people to step into the role of communing with the earth herself, to understand what it is they need, of communing with themselves internally to understand how to heal, how to work through their unconscious material, and that by doing this, working with the earth and healing our unconscious material by going inward or by going on vision quests, that unconscious material is resolved and it doesn't get a chance to manifest as like, you know, rheumatoid arthritis is standing out, as like autoimmune diseases. I had a wrist injury that was ongoing and the doctors couldn't heal it. And energy work and yoga and just listening to my body, what it needs, has helped to heal it. I've heard a lot of stories actually since I started teaching yoga that like learning about it, from people who have turned to yoga as a means of like therapy, for some unresolvable something or other, and yoga resolves it. I think I'm just gonna go on a little rant here for a second because yoga also addresses like other energy bodies, the kosha bodies. There's the emotional body, the mental body, the spiritual body, the physical body. Um, there's one more. What is it? The gross body? No. What is it? Mental, emotional, physical, spiritual. I don't know why I can't remember. Prana, wind, pranic body, wind. Okay, so the pranic body is prana is interesting because first of all, those energy bodies hold karma. And as we move things through asana by like moving our bodies, right, we move that unconscious material. And we move that unconscious material by breathing, breathing in prana. And so a lot of the times moving stuff in our other energy bodies helps to resolve the physical manifestations of those energies in our other bodies that were showing up. So sometimes we get these like diseases or these illnesses or whatever that manifest in the physical, but their source is elsewhere, according to this practice. And prana, we're born with a certain amount of prana or life force energy, that's from the womb, like from when we were in utero. And that can be karmic energy from past lifetimes, from DNA from our ancestors. And then we also accumulate prana through interaction with the earth, through eating plants and animals. And we actually, it's like karma. It's like we accumulate the energy and the matter and the life force energy, but there's also the affiliated element of the karma of that thing. Oh, this is so interesting. And so I wanted to get into another story about the Brothers Grimm. It's called the Juniper Tree. I don't know if I talked about it in the full moon reading or the solstice reading, but the Juniper Tree is about this concept. This little boy, little girl have this beautiful mother. She dies. The husband buries her under this juniper tree, and then this stepmom marries into the family, and she's kind of evil. She's kind of not very nice. She kills the son, and then gaslights the little girl into believing that it was her, and then they bury the son at the base of the juniper tree. A bird eats the berry off the juniper tree and is inhabited by the spirit of the son, and like ends up going around singing a song. And long story short, the bird delivers karma on the stepmom, who like thinks she's going mad because of the tweeting of this bird, and then gets like a millstone dropped on her head. It's a really interesting story. I recommend reading it. But if you're interested in like the movement of karma through the exchange of matter, through the exchange of like actual like eating of a plant or smoking tobacco or eating mushrooms or even just drinking water, this reading is to me that's standing out highly in this reading. Whoever you are, you're highly aware of these exchanges, at least on an intuitive level. So you've always felt afraid of being embodied in the world. There's something about being embodied in the world that weirds you out because of this. Like, you know that there's this exchange of energies, and that by like interacting with the world, we're taking on more karma. Oh my god, you understand the laws of karma like from a super conscious perspective, like a supra conscious perspective. This is your devil, though. It's robbing you of your joy. Joy is, it's like a cleanser. It's like a cleanser. Living your life in joy in the present moment, in bliss. It brings the resolution to these karmas, these karmic exchanges. It brings the light to these karmic exchanges. You're the light. You have that within you. It's with you wherever you go. You have the light, the sun. Your light is consciousness. And just by being in the moment, witnessing it, breathing, being alive, that is a miracle. And there's joy to be had in every moment from this. Okay, what do we do? What do, what do we do? Just be, right? Four of Cups reversed. Manifest, the Magician, the Hermit. Yeah, go within. The Knight of Wands, enjoy yourself. And the Nine of Cups, open your heart to what makes you most happy. You strike me as the kind of person who's been afraid of your own ego. You've been through so many ego deaths and rebirths, and you see the world from this like almost like a perspective where you came to be reincarnated here, and you were like a conscious baby. Like, you knew you were here as like you knew your past lives, you knew your spirit guides, like you knew that you knew inherently about karma. Like, you were maybe a golden child. Like, you came here with a like a predetermined knowing from past lives. I think specifically to break this curse, you like jumped in on your ancestral lineage and you were like, let me do this. I've got this. And you came here knowing how to do that. And now it's time. It's time to do that by enjoying yourself. Your ancestors couldn't. They never had that opportunity. It was taken from them because of tyrannical overlords who stole them from their land, who stole the knowledge of their land, who displaced them, who forced them into servitude. You have the opportunity to enjoy your life. And I kind of want to cry right now. I kind of want to cry right now. It feels like like a promise from spirit, like you've got this. Enjoy your life. It's like you're free. 9 9 is standing out to me. 999. I want to know what that angel number means. I don't off the top of my head. I know it is the number of spiritual completions. So you've done a major service to your ancestors and to anyone who you are coming into contact with. I feel like you're just bringing the light. You're just bringing the light. That's your goal. That's your job. That's your purpose. That's what you do. You bring the light. And you bring the light by realizing too, in a way that's, I don't know if it's like helpful or hurtful. I think you kind of exist in the space in between where it's both, depending on how you look at it, right? But if everything is a projection of some internal state of needing to heal, then it's like it's not we're always alone. It's like we're always one. We're one. We are one consciousness experiencing itself in multiple fractals of existence. And you see all of the expressions of this fractal consciousness in the people you encounter, in the beings that you encounter, in the plants and the animals and the grass. And that could mean all kind of, any kind of grass. Oh my god. It's like reefer innuendos. Like, what? Spirit is like, go enjoy your life. Like, stop overthinking. You don't have to anymore. I know you've been through it. You came here, you did what you needed to do. You came, you saw, you conquered. Six of Wands. You did that. You did that. Now go see what you want to see, do what you want to do, say what you need to say. Be here now. All right, Scorpio. Dang, I missed you guys. That was awesome. That was intense. Let's get a Universal Truths card. Power and accountability. Okay. This is interesting because you are now accountable. The road to mastery is paved with self-knowledge, self-discipline, and personal accountability. We view ourselves responsible for a standard higher than anyone expects of us. I think this is you realizing, like, all the opportunity, everything you encounter is like an inner reflection as well. It's you taking accountability, not necessarily for the actions of others, but how to react or, resolve in yourself what's going on in others. Okay. Ooh, we are directed, devoted, and determined. Through holding ourselves accountable, we arrive where we are truly destined to be. The charged energy of denial, confusion, or deception no longer exists. We develop a solid sure-footedness because our integrity and impeccability cement our foundation. Our accountability is lived through our truth and humility. Life may not be exactly what we bargained for, yet in the end we became so much more than we ever hoped for. One would call this a prized personal victory. Accountability is believing that the greatest homage we can pay to the truth is to use it. The difference between those who follow and those who lead are those who are willing to take their power. Power is your next word. In finding our potent and unlocked potential, we manifest power that can have striking results. Amidst the din of this world, we must use our guardian spirits to guide us to our divine designation. It's your karma, right? It's your destiny. Success can only be achieved from the power of intelligence and goodness. We then find the passion that is ignited from the yearning of our heart. Power of this kind flows to the person who is willing and courageous enough to shoulder responsibility. No matter where one places their power, never overlook the greatest power of all, the power of love. Power, when manifested properly, creates prosperity everywhere. I think you found some sort of seat of consciousness that allows you to bring love and light to any situation, and not from a place of like toxic positivity. It's from a place of genuine mastery and understanding. Because you've been through it, right? You've probably been through the toxic positivity. That might have been this Queen of Wands reverse. And again, you've been through these ego deaths. Like, you know both sides. You've probably been a total dick at some point in your life too. You've been all of those from one end of the spectrum to the other. And it's like you found that middle path. You know when and how and where to take accountability and how to use your power, this power of consciousness, of attention, of intention, interaction. You go into every interaction knowing on some 5D level that you're talking to yourself. But it's like in the 5D, right? We all have our 3D egos. I hope you're getting this. I think you are. I think you understand. I'm sure there are people out there who get this. I'm certain. So if it resonated with you, Scorpio, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. That reading was so multi-layered, like so multi-dimensional. I'm so curious to know who you are. Let's keep up the good work. I don't know why I felt like saying that. Okay. Thanks for being here. I'll see you all next week. Bye.